So what I'm seeing is that you're looking at life through a wire fence. And so part of your vision is obscured. Your field of vision is limited. But with that, there's also this sense that you're in a type of prison. It's very much an energetic prison, but there is an element to it that is physical. So whether your mind has had an effect on your body, you're looking at life through this lens that is damaged. And this convinces you that there isn't anything worth looking at. There isn't anything worth capturing with that lens. There isn't a picture worth capturing. And I feel like this has been your view for a long time. But there's a part of you that is looking through that lens and is occasionally seeing something whereby it's not immediate. The attraction isn't immediate. The things that draw your attention, that demand your gaze, or demand your attention and draw your gaze rather. And I'm seeing like a park, I'm seeing football nets without a net. And it's more about what it suggests. It's more of a focal point. And from that focal point, you can imagine footballers running up and down that football pitch, running over the grass, kicking the football. You can imagine what has taken place there and what will take place in the future. You can imagine football games past and in the future. You can imagine the people standing around that football pitch watching. You can imagine the sounds that those people would create. And you can picture a whole event in your head, in your mind's eye, in your imagination. And so the message here, and this is the important part, is that despite how you feel most of the time, despite that negativity that you carry around with you, despite the lens that you are looking through, and despite how restricted that lens is, you actually create your own beauty from time to time. You create your own picture. You see beyond. You see what that lens doesn't capture. You see beyond the surface level. And that's the lesson here, because you are actually learning how to see, how to truly see. And yesterday I gave a message about perception, and I say that to say that again, it's all about perception. It's all about how we perceive things. And in all situations, no matter how bleak they feel, we can escape. Think about people in prison. They must do this all the time. They must do that every day, especially at night when they are alone, when it is dark and people are sleeping. The imagination must take over. Now sit with that and think about what the purpose of the imagination is. Not only that, Imagine that the imagination is a tool. It's a tool that you were born with, that all of us were born with. And that tool, it has a purpose. And it's probably not what you think it is. That purpose is probably not what you think that purpose is. And I'm here to tell you it's more magical than that. So you're looking at the world through this lens. And this lens, as we said, is very limited. Your sight is limited. Therefore, the information that you intake is limited. And there has to be a point where you have to question, why am I continuing to look through this lens? What's its purpose? What am I gaining from it? Why am I even holding myself here? Because, you see, there's a correlation between this place where you are. There's a correlation between how you describe the lens that you're looking through. There's a correlation between why you are held there, why you are holding yourself there. And you may just focus on that lens and what that lens captures or what it does not capture. And that might be your reasoning. That might be your reasoning for your negativity, for your bad mood, for your bad attitude, for your bleak outlook on everything. But you can leave all situations, even the ones you think you can't. It just requires your imagination. Now you're already doing this sometimes with your imagination. You're already thinking of your escape. But something else is taking place, because what's happening is you are learning how to use your imagination, and you are ultimately learning how to project your imagination. And when you learn how to do that, your imagination will become so powerful, and you will release a freedom inside of yourself that you have never known in this lifetime. So the next time you hear somebody complain, the next time you hear somebody moan, and the next time that you look at these people and you think, well, you can take yourself out of that situation anytime that you want. The next time that you get annoyed by a person like this, question why they keep themselves there. Look beyond the obvious reasons. Because something else is always going on. There's always something that this person is learning how to do. There's always there's a reason why these people keep themselves there. It's not always the obvious lesson that they haven't learned. There's always something more transformational going on than what is obvious, than what is an obvious fix. And we're all guilty of this, right? When we have people around us who complain and moan, and they have no positive view of the future. And I myself I've spent half my life as that person. And I won't go into that, but I wasn't just learning what was obvious. I was literally learning how to sit with everything, every uncomfortable thing that you could imagine. I was learning how to sit in the darkness, and I was learning how to flourish in the darkness. And now I can sit in the darkness all of the time. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm friends with the dark. I am both dark and light. And so you're looking through this fence and it is obscuring your vision. But right now I can't see through the center of my eyes. I have no focus. I can't read anymore without really struggling when I look at words. And yet when I look into the world, it's not obscured because my peripheral is filled. And so perspectives, right? It's all perspectives. And when I look out at the landscape now, I have no problems with my vision. It's only when I focus on really fine details where my vision struggles. But here's the thing. The first part of my life I learned about the details and how important the details are. and now I'm learning how unimportant they are. And it's all relative and it's all perspectives. And this place, one, it's very much a prison. But two, it's very much a playground. It's very much a place of learning. And once you step outside of what you think you know, and you give in to the lessons that you're seemingly being taught, it becomes a whole other place. Life becomes something completely different. And I don't know how many times I have to awaken before the picture is complete. But I'm 43 and it's a new world every day. A different world every day. So what I want to offer you is a message of hope, that no matter what you're going through, it has a purpose. It is fulfilling a purpose. You are learning every second of the day, every breath you take. You are learning. With every breath you take, you are growing. With every breath you take, you are becoming more than you were yesterday. From the day you were born, you're constantly becoming more. And so even when we think there is no hope, and all we can see or find is tragedy, just know that there's a lesson to find in that. There's always a thought process that we can have. Really, we all have to become alchemists. And I believe that's what we all are in our nature, in the nature of who we are meant to be. It is to be an alchemist, to be one with alchemy. And whether you know anything about alchemy or not, we are all alchemists on some level. We are all alchemizing every day. And so what I want you to do, what I'm being told to tell you, is that you have to stop hating yourself. You have to stop turning your pain inward. And you have to understand that none of us are perfect. None of us make it through unscathed. We all have the potential to forgive, to be forgiven, to redeem ourselves, to find our salvation. We are all one consciousness. We are all having a shared experience. We all stumble. And back to your vision. It's a vision that we all have from time to time. We all feel like that from time to time. And some of us, we feel alone and we feel like we are the only ones. And that's because we all don't live as if we are one consciousness. We all don't live as if we are all having a shared experience. We are all separated and segregated. But you're not alone. I'm not alone. None of us are truly alone. And so this message is about learning to see what we are meant to see. And sometimes what we are meant to see is just a fraction of the picture, and the rest isn't important. And that's the message for today.